Hey, Miss Potts.
If you find this recording,
Don't feel bad about this.
part of the journey is the end. Just for the record, being adrift in space with zero promise of rescue is more fun than it sounds. Food and water ran out 4 days ago. Oxygen will run out tomorrow morning. That'll be it. When I drift off, I will dream about you. It's always you.
Thanos did exactly what he said he was going to do. He wiped out 50% of all living creatures.
We lost. All of us. We lost friends. We lost family. We lost a part of ourselves. This is the fight of our lives.
This is going to work, Steve.
I know it is. Because I don't know what I'm going to do if it doesn't.
Is anyone home? This is Scott Lang. We met a few years ago at the airport in Germany. Got out really big.
Is this an old message?
Ant-Man, I know you know that.
It's the front door.
That's me. Can you buzz me in?
Will I be a monkey's uncle? So Avengers 4 had kind of a rocky history with kind of the whole little trailer release date. First it was scheduled for Wednesday, and people were like, it didn't show up, so the leaker must be wrong. And then the leaker's like, no, it's been changed to Friday. And then everyone's like, it might not be right. Well, guess what? To our amazing, it actually did come out this Friday, and I know it's not Christmas Eve or anything, not the winter finale, but I kind of was getting tired of covering DC. I did 4 episodes of DC content. Some were fun, like the Flash one and Arrow, and some was pretty weird, like Legends. But I actually like to talk about this one. So this one seems a bit more somber. And I know if you're saying, oh, what do you mean it feels more somber? Well, it's just the tone. From the beginning, it's like Tony stuck in space, and you're not quite sure, well, what's going on? He's like, not he's like dying. There's not much action in this trailer, and I commend it for that. It's just, it's kind of an aftermath, and you get to see what the characters are going through in the struggles, and I like it. And I think it works. Now, I think its problem is that there's not going to be as much characters, but they're not really revealing much about the plot, which is very Star Wars of them. If you don't know Star Wars movies, they don't really tend to reveal much about the plot. Most of it's kept in secret. I think that since there's a finale, they're kind of keeping the action sequences, and most of it, like, hush, hush, hush. And to its credit, I can understand why. But the thing is, this was like a very somber and sad movie, and I don't want it to be sad. I want it to be actually kind of enjoyable, like a fitting finale, but we don't know what's going on. And people were saying, oh, but you know so much from the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer that was supposed to show up. It's like, well, I have not watched the Far From Home trailer yet. I have not.
Mention any names, but it looks
well, I heard it's pretty good.
Should have spent a little more time
I've been
on their
busy with editing,
security
that's
systems.
why. But it's a pretty, based on what I've seen in the trailer, based on what I've seen overall, it seems like a good movie. It has the tone right, it has kind of the somber mood that kind of go for, but also have the humor with Ant-Man. Now, what most people are going to point out right away is they're going to say, oh, why do you think Hawkeye finally became Ronin? And I think it's because of Devastation, which is the name of the snap they gave it. And you're going to say, what do you mean? Well, I think that his family has either perished or deceased, causing him to be kind of like, because you can see in his eyes, especially Jeremy Renner, he kind of looks destroyed in his eyes, like he's lost something. And it's like, okay, he's obviously, he's lost his family or something. You can tell from those eyes, he looks upset, and he looks destroyed. And I think that's the only thing that would do it, because if it will happen to someone that, I'm not surprised about that or anything. I think that's the driving force that forces him to change from Hawkeye to Ronin. Now, it is interesting to see, we didn't see anything of Rocket, which doesn't surprise me. I think they're trying to keep much of it hush, 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 but we do know the surviving heroes from the Devastation. The ones that they're promoting the most, even in the concept art, which is, Iron Man, War Machine, Captain America, Black Widow, Thor, Hulk, I can't think, Nebula, Rocket, Ant-Man, and Captain Marvel. Now, those are the two that we're quite uncertain about, is how Ant-Man gets out of the quantum realm and how Captain Marvel factors into this. But we should get some resolution from Captain Marvel, which I'm kind of on the fence about. The trailer wasn't amazing. The only best part was with Nick Fury playing the cat. That was pretty funny. Besides that, there was nothing really to talk about for Captain Marvel. I think it's better for me if I can just play the trailer again, because then I can actually get my overall thoughts. So, I like the part with the helmet kind of being destroyed, like, they've been lost in space for a while, and he kind of just, he's saying a message to Pepper. Now, we know some stuff is going to go alright, because we do have indication, based off the reshoots, that Pepper and Tony do get married at the end of the film. That's the only thing I'm imagining is going to happen, and this trailer is not... The trailer does not lead towards that. It's, I think, if you didn't know about the reshoots, and you wouldn't be surprised about the Pepper and Tony finally getting married. It's been building up again since the beginning. They're the first Marvel couple, so it only makes sense like at the end of the universe. It's not really the end, it's just kind of the end that they've been building up to at this point. I think they're going to build up to something else post Avengers 4. That's what he asked me. So he's kind of like telling Pepper, like, hey, we've been lost in space for a couple of years.
Do you think Thanos would let me borrow it for a day or two?
Trying to get home. I believe Nebula's with him. Nebula has to. And I agree with that. I think it works. I like the damaged mask, and I like he's looking out, but I really want to see Nebula or something somewhere in there, but it just feels somber. It's just... I'm not used to seeing Iron Man this sad. When I do, it's kind of like, oh, my dad did something bad, or like, oh, boo, 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 and it's actually... I like it.
I'll say what
I think
we're
Robert
all
Downey Jr.
thinking.
has range as an
That
actor,
was
and I think he
slightly
can
convenient.
really do it well. He's been proved that he can do some of the serious moments as Iron Man pretty well. I think his best performance as like kind of a oh no I did this type of Iron Man was in Avengers 2, which I thought was his overall best performance. Actually, I'm still awarded a pretty good job with it too, but his best performance as Iron Man are probably Age of Ultron for Iron Man. He did a pretty good job in Infinity War as well, but he's telling her like, I will think of you when I perish, and it's kind of sad, and it's kind of hard to see heroes like this, and it turns out the helmet, you can tell like he's ready to die. And I do, it's too soon, the fading and the 10, it's too sad for me at the moment. But this is what I like. I like seeing Thanos' armor just like there and him just roaming the field, which, strangely enough, is like the Infinity War, so the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, where after he did this, after he did what he did, he faked his own death and he became farmer. I think this is kind of like a ban in his ways. Now I think this is kind of I reckon it'd be right after Devastation. It's kind of like his new life or what's going on, but you know, there's something about how like they're not really dead, it's just an alternate timeline, which I don't hate. But I do like that he's roaming in the fields, and I get how the Gauntlet feels, but this one doesn't feel, it does feel somber even then. The reason I say it
wonder if
still
those
feels somber
electricity
is because
panels can be
Thanos has lost his
overcharged.
daughter
These
of the
guys
war.
seem to have
It
some
feels
pretty
so sad
sweet
because the way
tricks
he's
up
in
their
armor is
sleeves.
kind of just placed up like a scarecrow, and it feels like a memorial or something like to remember who the Mad Titan was. It just doesn't feel like he's there, and it feels empty. I think the armor would be course. Yeah, it makes sense. Symbolism is symbolism, and I like that he's growing across the field. There's a lot of pretty good flowers there. I like the sunset. I think Josh Brolin did a good job portraying Thanos. And I can't wait to see what he does later down the line as the character. Now we go to the Avengers facility, we see Cap crying. And we see Charles Johansson starting to cry. It really doesn't bother me. Actually, I think Chris Evans, when he is given something, some incredible stuff to work with, he's one of the best actors in the MCU. I thought he was incredible in the first Avengers movie. I think he was the standout actor for me, and he is Captain America. And seeing what he's gone through is kind of sad. He lost Bucky, he lost Falcon, he's lost so much in his world life, and it just feels sad. And when you see him cry, it's kind of a sad. Now, this is the part that was throwing me off at the beginning. It's like, okay, what's going on with Banner? Looking at the Black is White, looking at Scott Lang. I think he's kind of doing a search, or because he doesn't know Scott Lang is. I think this might just be he's looking into Scott Lang because he doesn't know Scott is. I don't think because Bruce Banner never interacted with Scott, and we know this from well, we know this from Civil War, and there's an Ant-Man now from Infinity War, and I agree that he doesn't know who Scott is. I think he's either doing research on Scott, find out who he is, or maybe see if he was devastated because he could actually help them. But the thing is, when you go back, you can also see the part where I think they're just scanning for Avengers, because you can see in the background, you can see Shuri, and then it fades to Peter Parker, which I think is just like they're scanning to see if these people are still alive, or just trying to figure out where they are, because it says Scott Lang missing, and I think just because he's stuck in the quantum realm at the time being. It says Scott Lang missing, it says Shuri missing, and then it cuts Peter Parker and it says missing. I don't think someone picked up on that right away, but I just noticed that right now. I think they're probably doing a scan of the facility, trying to see like who is still out there, who are they looking for that can help them fight. And then goes to the facility saying like, oh, isn't Thor's kind of upset? I can understand why Thor is upset. I think this is gonna be a really good bonding moment, because I think Thor is gonna be kind of the wild card of this half of the movie. The reason I say wild card, I think he's gonna be kind of the Drax of this movie, because Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, he was kind of the wild card. Drax was kind of uncontrollable. You can see it in Chris Hemsworth's eye. He looks really mad, and you can tell because he wanted to kill Thanos in the end. He was so close to killing him. I think that Thor looks pissed, and he's gonna be the one who's like, I need to kill Thanos. And I think it's gonna be kind of a reworking of the first Thor movie, where he's like a bloodthirsty, and he has a reason because he's a noble warrior. I think he's just going to go after Thanos for the sake of going after Thanos. But it works. I think it's going to be kind of like, I think there's going to be a part where it's like, he's so far off the spectrum that like Rocket, who he's kind of bonded with after the first movie, is kind of going to be like the guy holding his leash saying, no, don't do this, it's not right, not right now. It's like, yeah, he looks upset. And I do like to see Nebula, because she does seem upset, and she's like, she's comforting Tony.
Now that's super
To be honest, I like
Seriously,
Nebula.
does
Nebula was a
anyone
character
know
that
where I
kind
can
of
get
grew
one
on
of
me a
those
bit.
thingies?
Karen Gillian is a great actress, and I wonder if she started shaking her head now,
Now
but
the
I
time
doubt
for
it because
those
she's got hair in her
negotiations
last
to
couple of
begin.
movies.
Here's Black Bolt.
But
No vein.
I felt like she did a great job. I think the one film I thought she was incredible in for Guardians of the Galaxy was Volume 2, and she was
Vein ain't here.
there
So
in
Banner's
Infinity War, but it's
search
kind of
is
see
going
like
to
maybe
continue.
Nebula's going to be more of
Looks
an
like he'll
important
sure have to
character
get his hearing checked first.
going into Avengers Infinity War. I mean,
Yep,
Avengers
I know
Endgame.
what this is.
Now,
It's what
the
you
reason I say that
call
she's probably
an
the namesake is
open-ended
because she's part of the
Ending
Avengers
TBD.
team that goes
Laters.
back in time to stop Thanos. We have that leaked art about the the quantum suits, which I'll talk about later. So Nebula is comforting him. Now, this is the part that most people were like, what's going on? And you can kind of see it's Hawkeye, it's Ronan, and he's kind of just wiping off his blade. And I like the suit, it looks cool, and she's like, oh, Clint, how could you do this? And you can tell in his eyes he's just destroyed. And there's several dead people, there's several Chinese members, I imagine they're gonna be part of the Chinese mob or something like that, where it's like, how could you do this to children? And he's kind of a warrior with a purpose, without a master. That's what a Ronin is. A Ronin is a masterless warrior, and I think that will work for Hawkeye's arc, because it feels like he's gonna go through an arc. Several characters look like they're going through an arc, and he looks pretty cool as Ronin, I'm not gonna lie. Wait, he has a mask, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. One thing I like that he abandoned his arrow. At least he doesn't have one in the shop. He's kind of more direct with his response, but he does look broken in his eyes. And then, this is the part that got me. Captain America in his Winter Soldier outfit. Oh man. I thought the Winter Soldier costume was one of the most incredible costumes in the MCU. The next one after that is probably going to be the... I don't remember which mark it was, but it was the one from... I'll check. Give me 1 second. It was the one that Iron Man wore in not Avengers 3, Iron Man 3, which was pretty good. It was the most, I thought it was the best costume. I can check. Iron Man 3. It's the Mark 42. Mark 42 was the second best, was the best movie costume for Iron Man. I think the Winter Soldier costume and the Age of Ultron costumes are the best costumes overall for good old I can't talk right now, Captain America. And they're like talking about how like they need to do this, and he's like, well, we have to because I don't know what to do. And you get this sense that he's lost so much because he's even looking at the Peggy thing, and you can just feel like, oh, Cap, you're hurting, man. And then this is the part that gets me. They show the logo, and then it's so slow, but it's like, what are they? It feels like destruction, and like they're rebuilding something. And it says Endgame, and then it's like, oh, and people are like, it was supposed to be Annihilation because Annihilus was supposed to be in it. No, I think Thanos is going to be the big bad of this. I don't think there's going to be a Marvel villain that's going to be the big bad. And then we get Scott Lang showing out outside, and like, oh, is this recorded or what's up? Because I think they know that Scott is their hope for this. Now, they want him to buzz him in, but I think that they want him to...
Black Bolt has in store for us today.
They need Scott. Scott is kind of what's going to help them win against... will help them win against Thanos and win against what's going on with them. And it kind of works. Which I don't hate. Now, it is coming, we do have an official release date. It's April 26th, which is really good. But you can look at the poster. It looks destroyed. I love the... I'm happy Tom Holland didn't destroy it. Like, leak it. Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo can't be trusted with information, people. They cannot. If I told them something about, like, hey, this is gonna be my day in my video, they're gonna be like,
I'm in for some strange tales today.
yeah... It's not really gonna work. To be honest, I really hope that this seems like a very important climax for the MCU. Like I said before, I think that
mention any names, but it looks like someone should have spent a little more time on their
I think
security
Pym
system.
is going to be part of the focus. I think Scott and why do I say Pym? I say Pym because Pym's always going to be the go-to Ant-Man. I'm sorry, but Scott is not the same as Hank. He's not the same character. I grew up with Hank as my Ant-Man, not Scott. But I think Scott and Captain Marvel are going to be kind of the driving forces of what can beat this, because we know Scott has to. Scott has the Quantum Realm. The Quantum Realm is going to be. It's going to be the main focus, and that's going to be one of the main focuses that's going to help them, which makes sense. I'm glad Ant-Man's finally officially joining the Avengers team. I felt like he was due for a spot in the team for a while. It's just that they're like, we didn't get you on. So, technically, he's not part of the Avengers, but anyway, it felt very somber. I didn't feel excited when I saw the first. When I saw the first Avengers movie, when I saw the first Avengers trailer for Infinity War, I was like, yeah, this is awesome. And then
this strange new world.
they said, well, this is what's happening. It's like, no. This feels more depressing. It doesn't feel like the same thing. And I don't know how to explain it. I just felt like this was a pretty good trailer. It got me hyped, but it was kind of more somber. It was an interesting thing to view, and I think because of what we got, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it in the least. My only problem overall is, I know it's gonna sound really different. I mean, it really will. What's wrong with that noise is I'm editing something right now, actually. Let me files over. But it is a great film. I think Endgame can be probably, it feels like the most emotional, it can be the most powerful of them. To be honest, I don't want there to be the same trailer. I just want the mystery to kind of stick with people for a bit. Which was the time of the first one. I felt like there was so much mystery that we were like, okay, we don't need another trailer. And I felt like that's the same for this. I don't know if there's anything else we can talk about because much has been said about this already. Annihilus is not into my knowledge. But we do know that several of the characters are coming back from their movies. We're obviously going to get Loki. Loki's coming back, which Russo brothers ruined Loki for me now. Thanks a lot, Russo brothers. We know that Crossbone's going back. No doubt we're going to have Nick Fury come back, and no doubt we're going to have Red Skull come back. If Red Skull was in part 1, he has to be in part 2 because he's a stone keeper. Anyway, that's an end of this day. This day was actually pretty fun. Just kind of nice talking about Avengers and talking about Marvel. For a changing compared to DC 4 days in a row. I want to continue making new content. So tomorrow, it's going to go out of this world. And what I'm gonna make, but until then, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys then. That's it for me. Bye.